Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pete Wall. This is the official weigh in of my 30-day fast. This is day one, and I am starting off at 304 pounds, point four. So 304.4, that is after a full day, and I had two meals yesterday. I weighed myself at 9:30 this morning, so 304.4 pounds starting off. I knew I wasn't going to be too much higher than 300, so it's a good starting weight, and it shows that I was on the right path. With the way I was eating, I could have probably done without a few things, and there are things like when you're cooking a family meal, um, it's a little bit harder to cook the way you want when no one else wants to eat the way you want to eat. And that's something I've got to work around as well. I always feel obligated to cook because, for the most part, I am the primary cook of the house. Um, and I like to make sure everyone eats. My biggest thing is learning to cook without pork. Pork is the biggest detriment to my issues, and but you can make pork taste so good in so many different ways. But it's things I've got to learn to live without. And I can cook it for the rest of the family, but I can't do it for myself. But there's days where it's like, okay, it's like I just made this fantastic dinner for the rest of the family. I want to partake as well. So day one of 30 officially weighed in. Now I couldn't find the measuring tape for doing my measurements or anything, which really sucks. I didn't want to go out and use like an industrial, measuring tape that I would use outside for working on the car or what have you. So I'll look into picking something up at the dollar store, something like a seamstress would use, and do that tomorrow. I'm about to leave in about what time we got? Well, in about an hour, and then I'll be on the road for up to about 5 hours. So busy day. But got my water now. You don't need to just stick with bottled water if you do this. I've also got a water filter up here, so that way there's always water up here. And when I'm up in my PC room and working on either RWO stuff or watching movies or what have you. Um, so 304, I've kept pretty much most of the weight off that I dropped the last time. Um, and we're going to see how far we can go in 30 days and see if I can fix some of the issues that I have personally when it comes to mealtime. And the biggest thing is with this is learning self control, which I've done pretty well in. I haven't really had much for when it comes to fast foods, but I do succumb when you're doing these long trips every day and or 3, 4, 5 times a week. You're doing these trips and just got a phone call. Things are going to get even busier. So um, my youngest, we just got a call from her doctor. They've got a team of 10 working on her issues because they are concerned. They're wondering what they can do to help her. Um, at the age of 6 or 7, she was diagnosed with shingles, and earlier this year she was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Just because they couldn't figure out where the pain was coming from, why it was happening. She's 15 years old, and or is it 16 now? 16 years old, and she's suffering from some of the same issues I am. I have fibromyalgia. I've got nerve damage, and that's what they're suspecting she's got as well. Um, and now they're putting a big team on her to help her with her issues and see if they can get her to a better place. So that's another hour trip every week, and it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. So, and you know, when it comes to my family, all, I'll do absolutely everything in my power that I can to get them to a better place. You know, I might not be able to help financially, but you know, driving and being there and loving them. That's what I got, and I'll give as much of myself as I can. So here's to fasting, water fasting, and a whole lot of driving. So hang with me as I go on this 30-day journey. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to stop at 30 days. I'm not saying I'm going to get to 30 days. This is my attempt. I've done 10 days. I thought it was easy. But I also was holding myself accountable doing these videos. Now, I'm not going to do a daily update at the beginning. I'm going to do every 2 days. I'll do an update, let everyone know how it's going, and go from there. I'm going to also be taking notes and things on how my measurements are, how my glucose levels are. My glucose levels still in that perfect range, anywhere from 4.5 to 7ish, and then it goes a little bit higher when I eat, and it depends on what I eat too. But what I've noticed is the glucose level's been dropping a lot quicker than they used to. It used to be if I ate, say, a Big Mac, it would take probably all day for my body to adjust back to, say, from 20 to 25 glucose levels to 15 or 10. Now it's going up to the highest is 10, but dropping down into that golden ratio and staying there for the rest of the day. So I really love seeing that part. I'm also battling a cold still. I made the biggest mistake possible this morning with fasting. Fasting, you're not supposed to introduce any kind of sugars to your body. I was coughing so bad this morning when I woke up, like phlegm and mucus and everything coming out. I popped a Halls so I could stop coughing, and not thinking my body had already entered ketosis from from yesterday when I stopped eating till this morning. Your body is already in ketosis, and that one Halls basically kicked my body back out of ketosis, and basically it has to restart. So I've got to make sure, Buckley's, I looked at everything in there. There was no sugars or anything there. So I'll be, dining on some Buckley's in between the water breakfast and the water lunch and the water supper and water brunch and you name it. The water's there for you all day long. I want to thank everyone that's going to be joining me on this little journey of mine. You know, besides the flu, I felt a lot better, and I know some of the weight gain back is also due to muscle gain as well, because I have been outside being active. I have been, doing a lot of heavy lifting on my own, things I shouldn't be doing, but I am because it needs to get done. Now I've had a couple of days off because one, the weather's been crap, and two, I've just been too sick to be outside in the cold and doing it. But I'll be back working on the rat rod soon enough as it is. And I was expecting or inspecting the frame. The frame doesn't look bad. Now I don't have the cab of the car off yet, but from what I can see thus far, there's not any issues with the Studebaker frame. But it is the running chassis itself, the running gear that is going to be the issue, because finding replacement parts for it, impossible. But yeah, so 304.4 pounds, that is the starting weight for this 30-day fast. I have an appointment with my family physician in, I believe it's exactly 30 days. I want to see him pop his eyes a little bit, because the last time he seen me, I was on the verge of tipping the scales at 350 again. So it's time to make this some bitch pop his eyes a little bit and show him that his crap that he's forcing me to swallow is not working, and this is. So I want to thank you very much. I want you all to have a good day. I'm going to be safe on the roads. You know I will. I'm out of here for now.